Hello, everyone. I hope you can hear me all right. Um, my name is Franka, and I'm one of the Tergar Facilitators. And I'm just looking at some of the people who are chatting in the chat box. It's nice to see you coming in from Minneapolis. Okay, I can Australia. Okay, wonderful. Argentina. That's great. Okay, super. So wonderful. Wonderful to be here. I feel so fortunate, and it's amazing to feel this community that spans the globe, especially at a time like this. And, I'm just so grateful for these teachings at this time in my life. And it's mainly because I need them. And it's mainly because life is just sometimes not easy to navigate, even COVID aside. And it's often that the outer world just doesn't always cooperate in the way that I'd like to have it cooperate. And and yeah, that has led in my life to unhappiness for sure. And so that takes us to the topic of Rinpoche's talk on Sunday. He focused on the causes of suffering, and he described three main causes. The first one that he described was aversion, and that's where we're, pushing something away. And he had us practice with the pizza meditation. And he showed us paradoxically in that meditation that, when we're pushing things away, they stick somehow. And the more we push them away, the harder they're to leave behind. So, and then he also shared with us the example of the panic that he experienced as a child. And in particular, it was the aversion, the fear, the aversion to the panic that was the problem. And, that panic stayed with him, he told us, until he befriended that aversion, and the panic dissipated. But it didn't disappear overnight, it was a process. And so he talked about aversion, and he talked how it flames some of our emotions, the panic, the fear. And then the result of that is that our lives are sometimes more insecure. We feel more insecure. We're less confident. The problems get bigger. So that was the first cause. And then he talked about the second cause of unhappiness, of suffering, and it's this craving. And he gave the example of salty water, and the more you drink, the thirstier you are. And, whether we're wanting a relationship, or maybe you have a particular dream that you want to realize in your life, um, the more we try to hold on to that, the more we're trying to solidify it, the more it seems to sometimes run through our fingers like water. And so that was craving, the grasping nature. And the third cause of unhappiness, as Rinpoche said, is this ignorance. It's not knowing our true nature. It's not knowing that we're actually already perfect. And so that's where this practice comes in. This practice that we do in many of the Tergar practice groups and Tergar meditation communities, and that Rinpoche has us do. It's connecting to awareness. So, what I'd like to invite you to do is to um, enter into meditation with me. We're going to do a breathing meditation and a short contemplation on aversion. So let's begin. So, so just settle into your seat. Maybe you're on a cushion, maybe you're on a chair, and just allow yourself to be supported. And if you're in a chair, feeling the soles of your feet on the ground. And then just sitting upright, spine is straight, and your muscles are loose and relaxed. So here we're finding a comfortable and a stable position. You can Gently close your eyes if you like, or if you're more comfortable, you can keep your eyes open and just allow your gaze to be soft and relaxed. And so you have your posture. Let's take a few deep breaths and let your body and mind relax as you exhale. There's so much tension in our day. So let's just breathe out and soften the muscles in our face in particular. So breathing out, softening the muscles around the eyes, softening the jaw, and softening the shoulders, and just allowing any tension to release. And then softening the upper back. We hold so much tension there. And taking a few deep breaths. And so now that we've arrived on the cushion, now that we're here, let's connect to our motivation. You know, we all come to this practice for different reasons. So just take a moment to recall what it is that brought you here today. And just seeing how our motivation connects with this wish we have for happiness and this wish we have to be free of suffering. And then just knowing that all of us share this wish globally. And so we're going to begin the meditation today by watching our breath. So we're just going to bring attention to the breath, and we're going to simply know that we're breathing. So on the in breath, on the out breath, we're simply aware that we're breathing. And you know, you might be drawn to feeling the air as it enters your nose and as it moves out of your nostrils. Maybe you're drawn to the lungs that expand and contract. Or maybe it's the belly rising and falling. It's natural for the mind to wander. It's natural for us to get lost. So just noticing when we're lost and bringing our attention back to the breath. And now we're just going to let go from focusing on the breath, and we're just going to rest in open awareness. So here we're not doing anything. We're not focusing on anything in particular. We're simply resting in this spaciousness in which everything occurs. Our mind just rests naturally without effort. And one way I like to do this is actually just take an in breath, intentional in breath, and then take an out breath. And then after the out breath, rest in open awareness. So I'm going to take an in breath intentionally, and then out breath, and then rest. So we're resting, but we're not distracted. We're not lost. We let thoughts, we let sounds, we let sensations come, and we just let them go. They're all appearing in this space of awareness. Just letting our mind rest naturally and not getting lost. Now let's move to a short contemplation on aversion. So please bring to mind something, nothing too intense, an easy aversion if possible, something manageable, something maybe that comes from living at home in lockdown or in isolation or in close quarters with others. So I'd like you to notice something that that you have a slight aversion towards, something where you notice this pushing away feeling that we're all familiar with. Maybe it's doing exercise, or you don't want to make a particular phone call, or maybe it's the sound of a certain voice. So just bringing to mind something like that, letting it come into our awareness, and just noticing our our unique, we all have uniqueness, our unique pushing away response to that. All the while knowing that you have the breath. It's always your anchor to move back and touch into. So with this one averse situation in mind, how do we typically block it? How do we how do we push it away? Or do we turn away? And then can we notice what it would be like not to push this thing away? Can we simply notice it without pushing it away? And again, we have our breath as our steady friend to touch into when we want. And then can we energetically, can we can we turn ourselves with slightly? Can we make a slight gesture of openness and warmth towards this one thing that we've identified? And if not, no worries. If yes, if a slight gesture is possible, great. And again, we have our breath as our anchor, we can always touch into. This This was the second step that Rinpoche talked about, this befriending, this welcoming, that this is real kindness that we're showing ourselves, and that this takes a lot of courage. And then let's just drop that contemplation. Let's let it go. And let's simply move back to breathing, to noticing the breath. Noticing the breath as it comes and goes in our body. Knowing that getting lost is natural and just returning to the breath. And just coming back to the breath. And then again, taking an intentional in breath, and on the out breath, letting yourself rest in this open awareness where we're not focusing on anything in particular. So I invite you to take that breath in, and then on the out breath, let yourself rest in the spaciousness of awareness. Letting our minds be natural, but we're present and we're alert right here. And then just knowing that good experiences may arise, joy, clarity, non-conceptual states, and we're not holding on to those either, unfortunately. We're also letting those come, and letting those go. Recognizing that those states are experiences of meditation, and those are all changeable, all impermanent. Luckily, it means the negative states are impermanent too. And just knowing again that the essence of meditation is this awareness. That's it. And then let's close by finding a way to dedicate in our hearts whatever benefit we've gained today, not only for the benefit of ourselves, but the benefit of all beings. Yeah. Okay. And then letting go of the meditation. So I want to thank you all for coming and sharing this time with me. It means a lot to connect. Um, it's nice to see some of the names. Um, yeah, I should let you know that Cortland Dahl will be on this channel on Thursday. He'll be talking about transforming suffering through meditation. So we can all look forward. We can all look forward to that. Rinpoche, he won't be on this Sunday, but he will be on the following Sunday. So I wish you all well. It's been a real joy to be here. Thank you. Thank you so much.